Okay, domain and range from a graph of a parabola. So just review, domain are all the x values, range are all the y values. So let's think about the domain first. Given a function y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. That's a form of a quadratic where they give you different numbers here, so it makes a graph. All right, so let's think about the x values we plug in. What kind of numbers can we square? Well, we can square anything. And if this is a constant, let's say b is 4. 4 times a number, what can we multiply 4 by? Anything. So the domain will always be, for a quadratic, all real numbers. So for all these problems, your domain will be all real numbers, because we're dealing with just a parabola, which is quadratic. Because your parabola will go, when we draw a quick picture, say we have this and this, the parabola goes out and up forever, out and up forever. So it goes this way to an x value to infinity, this to negative infinity, which makes all real numbers. And that's your option in Alex. Now for range, I'll just show you a few problems in a couple minutes. For the range, let's say they give you 1, 2, 1, 2, let's say 3 here. Okay, so let's say this vertex is 2, 3. The range of the y value. So what's the highest y value we have here? The highest y value is 3, and it goes on forever. I use interval notation, which would be 3, it would be negative infinity to 3, but Alex wanted to use an inequality. So for this, we have 3 down. So your range would be y is less than or equal to 3. Let's just take a look at an Alex problem. All right, so here is the given graph. Now we already know the domain is all real numbers. And now looking at this picture, could you figure out the range? Okay, so the range should be less than or equal to 3 because it's 3 going down forever. Let's just see how they put it in. Okay, so they just they go through a whole explanation. Okay, so all real numbers in the range. What y values does it cover? 3 all the way down. So y is less than or equal to 3. So your answer will be this: domain all reals, range y is less than or equal to 3. Let's take a look at one more example just on Alex, because they give us nice graphs. Better than looking at my drawings. All right. So here's a graph, the vertex 4, negative 3, which is right there. Write your answers, okay, find the domain and range, sorry. Write your answers as inequalities using x or y as appropriate, or you may instead click on empty set or all reals as the answer. Well, we already know this goes down and out forever, so the domain's all reals. All quadratic, all parabolas, the domain is all reals. Now, the range. What's the highest point here? It looks like it's negative 3. So its y is less than or equal to negative 3. And there you go. Let's look at one more. Okay. This one opens up, so something a little different. Find the domain and range, same directions. So take a minute and see if you can figure out the domain and range from this graph. You might want to pause it. I'm going to move on and go through the answer. So once again, what's the domain? It's the same answer for all of them, all real numbers. Now range goes up and down. Our lowest point's -1 and it goes up forever. So your y value should be greater than or equal to -1. Probably a similar explanation for the domain. See, what's the lowest y value? -1, and it goes up forever. So y is greater than or equal to -1. So your answer is right here. Range, y is greater than or equal to -1. Domain, all reals. So this is how you find the domain and range given the graph of a parabola. This concludes our lesson.